So we're gonna be cooking some eggs today. I'm gonna go ahead and take my butter. Typically I'm using Kerrygold. This is pure Irish butter. So first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna wanna go ahead and put that butter in the pan. A little lower than medium heat. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my sausage out. Anything works. So I'm going for 2. Make sure your butter is spread around the pan. And so the thing is too, you don't want your pan getting too hot because you'll burn the butter, just give a bad taste. You just want to kind of lightly be coating the protein. Alright, so now we have our protein in the pan. I'm going to go ahead and discard trash. Typically what I'll do now is I'll grab a spoon. If you don't have a spoon, take anything. Kind of just give them some shape. Really just however you want to do it. You can also do this before. I just do it so I don't save my hands. Again, this is breakfast, so rushing out the door. There you go. Give them a light little swirl so they get that butter in there. You can go ahead and get your first initial flip. Now that the sausage has been on the pan for a minute, you're going to want to start thinking about your eggs. So I'm just going to go give these another flip. There we go. It's okay. Get a little butter everywhere. Clean up later. Yeah, so like I said, start thinking about your eggs. So, forgot I already put mine out here. Alright, so there you go. So we're making 2 sandwiches. Typically for a sandwich, you're going to want to go 2 eggs a sandwich. So go ahead, grab a total of 4 eggs. Alright, you can also start to think about plating at this point. So now that I've got my plate, or plate 8s, gonna go ahead and give these a final flip. Again, don't worry about the mess. That's why mom and dad pay the cleaning ladies. Alright. So now that your sausage is going to be pretty much cooked, you just want to give it a little check. So now we can see there's a little pink in there. Just give it a little smush. Maybe turn the heat up a tad. And if you really want to get a head start, you can go ahead and start cracking those eggs. And then again, I'm not a professional. This is not a preferred method of frying eggs. So I'm just going to start with 2. Then I like to chop up my yolks. Again, not a preferred method, but it gets the job done. This is an efficiency cook. Alright, you're going to go ahead and take your shells. Discard. This you will have to wash your hands. I do apologize. Alright. After you thoroughly rinse your hands with soap and water, you're going to go ahead and begin to start thinking about plating again. So, I'll be enjoying my egg and sausage on a lovely white bagel. Okay? And then we'll also be enjoying Walmart's Great Value brand of pepper jack cheese. Look, and people say, oh, you should be eating this brand, that brand. Don't get it twisted. It's all the same brand. Cheese at the end of the day, it's all coming from the same cows. Unless you're, farming your own cattle, producing your own cheese, just go ahead with the fiscally smart option. Alright, give these one last little flip. You want a nice crisp on them. And again, you also can cook these sausages at a higher heat than these eggs, so So now we have our cheese out. We're gonna go ahead, shape our sandwich a little bit, put it on the egg. And again, this cheese provides a great rich flavor to these eggs, but it also keeps the sandwich intact. And that's what's really important about these. Alright. So now that we see the pink is gone out of the center for the most part, I'm okay with eating that. I don't know about you. Again, not a professional. Alright. Take your sausage. It's okay if it breaks up. Do one final sear. Place on the sandwich. I'm just going to go ahead and put it on either half since I know I'll be cutting the sandwich. Alright. And this can get kind of tricky. This is your eggs. You're just going to plop those right on the sandwich. Alright. Now that you have your eggs on the sandwich, you want to get that excess. And this excess, you're going to want to avoid typically, because typically that means, you know, maybe it was a little too hot, this or that, but this excess, typically you want to avoid, yes. So we're going to go ahead and discard. Okay. Alright. Alright, now that we've discarded the excess, we're going to go ahead and cook the final 2 eggs. We're going to go ahead and remove the second sausage. Alright. We're going to crack the final eggs. Boom. Discard the shells. Alright. Hands, wash. Alright. So now that we have the final 2 eggs cooking, so this is probably not going to be your sandwich, so at this point you're most likely going to say, would you like cheese on your eggs? Which then you would say, no, they would not. So now that I'm cooking the second eggs, typically too, as you're thinking about plating, usually you're going to want to start thinking about seasoning. So, will we be enjoying some black pepper? No.
Yes.
And
Oh, no. You had it.
old bet. Alright. So then you can let your guests put the proper amount of seasoning on. There you go. Alright. And now again, you're going to start to think about plating options. Alright. And this is the Realistic Kitchen with Chef Rory. So now that your sandwich is made, typically what I'll do is, you know, look at him. And he looks lonely, so you get him some friends. So now he's got some friends. I'm gonna go ahead, get him all ready. And like I said, I will be cutting this. So, you know, you can diagonal, you can straight. At the end of the day, it's all the same thing. Now you've cut your sandwich, kept it together. You're gonna go ahead and enjoy that long-awaited first bite. You know, a little overcooked, but Nothing some Old Bay and hot sauce can't fix. I know I'm missing a little flavor. That's when I pull out the secret weapon. Rory's specialty applesauce barbecue sauce. So, I know what you might be thinking. Barbecue sauce, eggs, overpowering. Just put a little dab on your plate. That's all you need. Just gonna go ahead. Just give it a little dip. 10 out of 10 every time. You don't have to be the greatest cook. You know, you don't have to have the nicest kitchen, but what you can have is some Slicen Dyson products in your fridge, because that shit's banging.